Hey y'all, Coach Lisa Renee here for an update regarding my long COVID success. Some of you guys might have seen a few of my videos before this, and I explained that I was inflicted, or I don't even know what it's called, inflicted or presented with, what do the medical professions call? I came up with, but y'all know, after I had COVID in August, I still had a lot of the symptoms. But not the regular symptoms that you think about, not the congestion, not the upper respiratory, the cough. I didn't have that, but the fatigue, the loss of appetite, actually, no appetite at all. I felt full all the time and I couldn't eat. And a strange thing happened as well. My heart rate jumped up and down. It still does, jumps up, jumps down. It might be 80. I'll stand up for about 5 or 10 minutes, especially in September. And would jump up to like 120, 130. At first, as a fitness person, I said, oh, good. I'm in my fat burning zone. My heart rate's in my fat burning zone. I haven't even done anything. It's like, wait. That can't be healthy. And I would try to eat. I'd move around. I'd be so fatigued that I couldn't keep anything down. I couldn't eat at all. It would come right back up. And that's not good either. So, of course, we did a lot of different tests. I went to my doctor. This is what's going on, and that's what's going on, and this is what's going on. And I just did my own research. My story. Some of you guys following me. That's what I do. I try to be the healthiest I possibly can. I'm a former pharmaceutical rep. I was a patient advocate for my mother, a patient advocate for my daughter who had who has an uncommon autoimmune disorder. And I'm just there researching and doing different things, kind of like as a habit, and then kind of bumped into anti-aging, longevity, and learning a lot and applying it a lot. So then when this happens, of course, I get on my research band and I start asking questions, reading everything I can get my hands on. And a friend of mine, a really close friend of mine, Dr. Harold Wagner, told me about a clinic in Dallas. And it was a long COVID clinic. And so I scheduled an appointment, a consultation, or an intake. And they accepted me as a patient based on the fact that I had no other underlying conditions that was causing my symptoms, and the timing of my long COVID when I was positive and when I was negative. So that being said, let's bring it now that you got a little bit of background. So I've been going to the doctor. Went to the doctor for follow-ups because I went back to work and I ended up in the ER. My blood pressure shot up to 176 over 130. And again, they did tests in the ER. They couldn't find anything wrong. They just kept looking at me like, first of all, they always look at me like, how old are you? Black don't crack, but it sags. I don't have a filter on today. I just have good lighting, but it sags. You can see it, black don't crack, but it sags. And you can see the scars from me wearing a Holter monitor. They put the electrodes on you. You wear this little fanny pack, and it monitors what your heart is doing. And it did that for 7 days. And even though my heart rate was jumping up and down, my heart was as strong as ever. So again, no abnormalities. They didn't even find AFib, nothing. Everything was perfect. In fact, they told me I had a heart of a 30-year-old based on that. Those are one of the tests that they did. But anyway, let me go back to the ER visit. I refused blood pressure medication because they would do it intravenously. And I know based on my medical knowledge that if they took my heart rate down and my blood pressure, I should say, down too fast, that could be detrimental to my heart. I can have acute issues happen, which happened to my daughter. So note, you cannot do intravenous blood pressure medication to bring my blood pressure down. No, you cannot. She said, okay, well, you need to go see your primary care doctor right away. And I figured, well, my heart is strong enough. If it wasn't, 176 over 130 is very close to stroke level. I do not have high blood pressure. I do not have cardiovascular, don't have any heart problems. So I figured I'm going to go ahead and chance it. I called 911 if I had any symptoms, as far as shortness of breath. I did have a little bit of chest tightening until it did go down, and I still have a little bit of ringing in the ear. I still have that. Um, but anyway, I scheduled an appointment to see my HMO doctor, and this is the reason why I am making this video. It was a success meeting with my HMO doctor and her admitting that she knew nothing about long COVID and that I was her first patient. Now, you know what? She should have said this, especially to a patient like me. She should have told me this back in October when she was throwing all kind of medicines at me. The testing was important because we had to make sure that there wasn't anything else, any underlying conditions that had just popped up. So she should have admitted, and then she should have looked at the information I was bringing her. Especially, again, I'm a former pharmaceutical rep, so I'm used to detailing doctors, and I'm used to looking at journals, medical journals, and trials, and all that other stuff, medical trials, and I'm used to doing that. It's been a while, but I'm not just I'm not giving her information that she couldn't have looked at herself, especially with her own logins to those medical journals, or asked other doctors. Dr. Harold Wagner, you'll see him on my podcast if you guys go on there at YouTube, on my YouTube channel, Live and Kicking. He recommended that I make a telehealth appointment with a long COVID clinic in Dallas. So they went ahead and accepted me as a patient. $5,000, no insurance. And that's what I took all that information back to my doctor and told her that. And gave her that information about the long COVID clinic. And again, this was back in November now. Nothing. So finally, when I landed in the ER after going back to work, she's decided to listen to me. She decided to look at my information. She signed all my paperwork so that we can work together, like, my state disability, my leave of absence from work. And I found a local clinic 25 miles from her office that is a long COVID clinic. It's been going on for about a year and a half, I think. She knew nothing about it. Nothing about it. So this is to share to, if you're a patient, if you have family members who are patient, if people who go and see doctors, this is for you, but this is for healthcare professionals as well. If you know one, if you love a healthcare professional, if you are one, do not pretend like you know what you're doing, especially when you have a patient like me who comes in there healthy. Yes, I'm older, but I was in there healthy. I came in there healthy, and I came in there with information, and she didn't pay any attention to the information I was sharing with her. So she had to slow down and take 45 minutes. I think it was almost an hour appointment. I know they like to hurry up and get you out of there, but she had to listen. She took the flyer that I gave her. I gave her everything in paper because this doctor does not do anything digitally. I gave everything in paper form, and she finally listened to me. So healthcare professionals, I know I'm all over the place because I'm still suffering from brain fog. So hopefully you're following me. But if you are a healthcare professional, do not pretend like you know. Let your patients know you don't have a clue. And then if they keep coming into your office and they keep having symptoms and you don't know what they are, look it up. You have the information. Look it up. You don't have the time because you're going to have another patient that comes in. So anyway, that is my update. I find it's a success. And follow me. Like, share, bookmark, and don't forget to go to my YouTube channel, Coach Lisa Renee. I have a bunch of different playlists there. And until the next video, I'll use a filter next time. See you then. See you then.